Where could we be? That's right, we're going on the Icon.
Oh, there she is, the girl!
Alright, I gotta say, this ship makes a great first impression. You walk right in, and you come right to the Pearl. This is amazing. Like, I love the ship already, and it's only been like 30 seconds. So it's pretty cool. It looks like they're actually wanting you to muster immediately on board, like before you start to even get going. And it looks like our muster station is actually just one deck up, so we're gonna make our way there. So after your muster drill, it's always great to go fix your dining reservations. We're actually gonna head over to Giovanni's table, or Giovanni's kitchen, and get it fixed now. All right, let's see if we can find some food on this ship.
The Pearl Cafe doesn't disappoint. It's easy to get a snack here even on your first day on board.
All right, thank you. Food looks great. I think it's time to eat.
The food itself was a mix of pre-made sandwiches, salads, and snacks. It's pretty decent overall, and you really can't beat the view.
Alright, it's after 1 p.m., so the rooms are open. Let's go check it out. Alright, and here we are. Deck 11, room 739. First impressions, it's very nice, very modern. Let's see, we got the AC power as well as USB. That's nice. Looks like the AC power is only on one side of the bed, but both sides have USB. So I gotta say the shower is probably the best part of this bathroom. It has got to be twice as big, maybe 2.5 times bigger than the old showers on older ships. This is huge. And you'll notice it has a seat too. That's new. Should we go check out the balcony view? We're actually on the inside of the ship, on where the boardwalk would be. What's it called now?
Surfside.
Yeah, it's the surf side now. We're on the surf side balcony.
The bridge for the pool deck is just above us, and we actually like that quite a bit. It gave us a bit of shade to sit under. Don't think that just because it's an inside balcony that you won't get a view. We enjoy both the Surfside and the Central Park balconies.
Alright, time to head up to the pool.
You did remember to pack your bathing suit and your carry-on, right?
It's kind of crazy how much seating there is on the pool deck. Like, not every chair is taken. That's kind of new.
Our first stop is the adults-only infinity pool. It's a great spot for the sailaway as we get to see several other ships leave port before us. The pools on the ship were really quite crowded, and oftentimes it was nearly shoulder to shoulder. If one pool isn't working for you, don't be afraid to find another one that may be a bit more your speed. The swim and tonic was fun, but it was a bit surprising that it wasn't an adults-only bar. It's a great spot to meet up with friends for a red stripe, though.
Alright, it's about 7:45. Time to head off to dinner. Tonight we're actually going to a new place we haven't been to before called Hooked.
Hooked is right next to the Aqua Theater, and it's one of the nicest restaurants on the ship. You really can't beat the sunsets from here.
It's looking like we're gonna get the calamari, the clam chowder, the sea bass blackened, and the twin lobster tails. We're still figuring out dessert, but I think it's gonna be pretty good too. So I gotta say the fried calamari was really pretty good. It tasted very fresh, and the breading on it was very crispy. So it was an enjoyable bite. So the clam chowder, it was exactly what you'd expect from a clam chowder. You know, rich, creamy, delicious. So I gotta say the branzino was cooked perfectly. This was one of the best meals we've had so far. Yeah, I would totally get this again. So Kristen says the lobster was really good, but her one main comment was the seasoning was a touch salty, so if you're trying to avoid salt, maybe lean somewhere else, but otherwise it was a great dish.
The desserts were pretty good, but typical for Royal. Good, but maybe not quite great. Let's go check out one of the hottest spots on this ship, Boleros. We've been on a lot of Royal Caribbean ships, and this was the most rocking Boleros ever. You don't want to miss having a good time here. It seems like the whole ship turned out for the party and the balloon drop. What a way to kick off your cruise.
I gotta say, some days it's just nice to have food brought to the room and just eat out on the balcony, not have to fight the crowds. Yeah, I'm loving it. Made it to Roatan. Looks like we're getting on the bus, getting ready for our snorkeling expedition. So it's looking like we're going to take a bus over to the excursion site. We're going to take a boat out to the 2 snorkeling sites.
So it turns out there were wildfires raging through Central America while we were there. Hence the smoky day. It's not normally like this.
All right, we're off to the second biggest reef in the world. So I'm going to say this excursion was really pretty good. It was the 2 snorkel trip. The reef was really amazing. We saw plenty of fish, and it wasn't super deep, so you could really see things really well. And the water was super clear. Now the second dive, or the second snorkel, was over at the shipwreck, and that was really cool. You had to swim almost through these narrow channels, and you could get really up close to it and swim around it. So one kind of cool thing is after your excursion is done, like after you've done your snorkeling and you come back to the little resort area, you're actually here for at least an hour. And they've got like kayak rentals or maybe even paddle boards I see around. And there's a full service bar and restaurant in addition to the empanadas you get for free. So it's really pretty cool here. So overall, yeah, I'd give this a thumbs up. Like, this is one you should totally do here in Roatan. It's formal night, so we're off to Giovanni's Kitchen. We're excited to try it on this new ship as it's a place we typically enjoy going to. So I think we better head out. Our reservation's in about 5 minutes now. So our reservation is at 7:45, and I'm going to tell you, the music is just a touch loud. Like we're at a table for 2, and can barely hear each other talking across the table. That said, I'm going to say the music is really good on the ship.
The food here really exceeded my expectations. I love the cheese-filled meatball, and it was more than enough for the two of us. The main course was your typical Italian fare. Our waiter insisted that we try the pizza, and he wasn't wrong. It was some of the best pizza we've had at sea. Oh, and the desserts here really shine. Try one and you won't be disappointed.
All right, it's formal night on the Icon. There's one must-do thing we've got to do. Let's go take care of it.
That's right. Time for the picture in the sphere. The Aqua Show is hands down the best show on the ship. It's a combination of a diving show, a light show, an acrobatic show, all in one. It may look like the Aqua Show on Royal's Oasis class, but I'll tell you, this show is a huge improvement, and that's saying something. We'll end the night with a fancy drink at 1400. Good morning. It's another port day, so we better start things off right with breakfast at the Park Cafe. The food is pretty much exactly the same as on Royal's other ships, and that's a good thing. It's pretty much all breakfast sandwiches and the like, and that's just pretty good. Good morning from Cozumel. Gotta say it's a great day. I'm gonna go out and do some snorkeling. If you don't know what to do in Cozumel, snorkeling is actually a great thing. The reefs here are really pretty good, and the boat ride is oftentimes a lot of fun. All right, we're checked in for our boat snorkel tour. We're just waiting here in the shade until I guess the boat shows up. It's a touch early to be in Margaritaville, but we may stop back later. It's generally better to get on an early snorkel boat before the bottom gets stirred up throughout the day. The crazy thing is that the boat doesn't even go all that far from the ship. We were literally in sight of it throughout the whole excursion.
Go ahead.
The reef here wasn't quite as nice as in Honduras, but we did get to see so many exotic fish. It was a drift snorkel, so we didn't even have to swim much. One difference here is that you wear a life jacket rather than a snorkel vest, which makes diving down to the reef more difficult than it needs to be. We saw a few sharks in the distance, but unfortunately no sea turtles. We have been assured that they're there, though. I think we're going to head down to Deck 8 and go to Central Park and Chops Grille.
it is time for a steak. So I'm going to say we really enjoy eating outside versus inside on the restaurants on Central Park. It just feels a little bit cozier and a little bit nicer, and you feel like you're more part of the environment and you get this great green space around you. So highly recommend it. The steak was cooked perfectly. I asked for a medium and it came out just right. And let me tell you, it was very flavorful. It didn't hurt that they gave you your choices of sauces on the side, and they were wonderful too. I ended up getting a béarnaise sauce and a peppercorn sauce, and they were both great. Kristen had the shrimp, and she says she really enjoyed them as well. I think this was a great choice. This is a great place to go eat. So I'm looking at the dessert menu, and there's really only one choice for me. It's got to be the key lime pie. Kristen is still debating, does she want the cheesecake or the key lime pie? We'll find out, but I think the key lime pie is the way to go.
And it was the cheesecake. I did manage to get a bite, and I'll say that it was equal to the key lime pie. Nightlife on the ship is really quite varied. We really enjoyed the laid-back atmosphere of the jazz bar, but it's about time to head to dueling pianos. The show here is really good, but I would definitely classify it as a show. It was the same performance with the same jokes each night, so don't feel like you need to come back more than once.
Good morning. Today we're going to try something new, and I think we're going to head down to Surfside and see what we can find for breakfast. Apparently they've got food and the like all down there, but that's totally new to us compared to the Oasis class ships we've been on previously. I don't think I had realized that was a flamingo. That is pretty funny though. The food here is really surprisingly good. I would say it's noticeably better than the Windjammer, on most ships. The best part about it was no line. It's 8:30 in the morning, just kind of prime time, and we were able to just walk up, get omelets from the lake, super easy. So yeah, this place is a win. Back at CocoCay, this time trying something new. We're actually off to Hideaway. That's the new beach club area.
So Hideaway is the new private beach and pool area. We're excited to see it, but it is an additional charge to get in. Prices are really all over the place, so keep checking back on the cost and don't be afraid to cancel and rebook for a better deal. To get there, it's a quick tram ride down the beach from the entrance. We really didn't have to wait for a tram either. It felt like there was one there nearly all the time.
Just after 10 o'clock in the morning, still plenty of loungers on the beach side of things. We haven't been here long, but I can tell you the crowd getting off the boat, it's kind of nice having the Hideaway. It looks, a lot more open, a lot more places to sit. Plenty of chairs, plenty of loungers. All right, what have we found? Looks like we found the pool. So I gotta say, of all the pools we've seen on this whole cruise, this is the least crowded one. That's kind of nice. You can find beach chairs pretty easy, but the ones by the pool, they're kind of hard to get.
We actually took a small couch near the bar to drop our stuff rather than beach chairs. At least on our cruise, this was a totally unused space. The pool here really shines. It's heated and has a great swim-up bar. It was much less crowded than the other pool. They've also moved the live DJ here to this one. You really can't beat the view here either. It doesn't get much better than this. The food at Hideaway was good, but I wouldn't call it all that much better than what you can get for free. That said, the lines were noticeably shorter. On the way back to the ship, we found a great little bar called On the Rocks. The live music was great, and I could easily see spending some time here. With that, let's head back to the ship. Alright, so we did a thing. It turns out with our unlimited dining package, we can pretty much eat at Playmakers for free for lunch. So we got a few things to try out. We'll let you know how they go. Playmakers is a great place for lunch or appetizers while on board the ship. It's your typical bar food with wings and the like. One of our favorite places on the ship was the Ryan Bean. It's a fancy coffee bar that serves your typical coffee drinks as well as coffee-based cocktails. I will say the menu is very limited for other drinks though. So I wasn't sure what a frozen Irish coffee was. It's actually really good. Highly recommend it. Another great place for nightlife was the pub. We really like the open feel of it compared to the older pubs on royal ships. It may be empty now, but the live music will start soon and the place will be packed. It has darts too. I haven't seen that at sea before. The dining room on the ship was very good. It was pretty much the same menu as Royal's other ships, but everything was cooked perfectly. While the specialty dining is really good, don't make the mistake of thinking that it's required for a good time. The dining room really was great. I especially loved the turkey, the Indian food, and the French onion soup. The music hall was fun, and it was great to find out what happened to the lead singer of Great White. Yep, that's actually him. That's right, we're back in Costa Maya. Gotta tell you, it doesn't get much better than this. Look at the blue of the water. Yeah, we love it here. This was a fun day for us as we met up with friends that were actually on a carnival ship. That was a first for us, and unfortunately it may be the last time. Costa Maya was recently purchased by Royal Caribbean to be Perfect Day Mexico. I believe other ships will still be allowed to dock in the port for excursions, but activities in the port will be limited to just Royal Caribbean and Celebrity. Let me know in the comments if that's not the case. Costa Maya is as fun as CocoCay, but it's a bit different. It feels a bit more commercial, with lots of stores, bars, and restaurants.
I'll tell you, this is the best of Costa Maya. It doesn't get much better than this. Just sitting here looking at the water, cruise ships in the background, nice pools. Really, like we're in paradise right now. I love it. It's been a great day in Costa Maya, but I think it's time to head back to the ship. We had way more fun than we thought we would here. It's a beautiful place. The greenest, bluest water you'll ever see. I think you gotta come here, check out the pools. Bars are great. No, we loved it way more than we thought we would.
So back on the ship, we stopped by one of the newest concepts on the Icon. It's the Aquadome Market. It wasn't super busy, and the food was really good. There was something for everyone, and it tasted nearly as good as some of the pay restaurants on the ship.
All right, with this unlimited dining plan, it's really been great. So tonight we're actually going off to Izumi.
So Izumi is in Central Park on the Icon, and it was some of the best food on the ship. We skipped the hibachi and just got a table for two on this trip. The wonton appetizer was amazing. Highly recommended. All of the food we tried was great. My favorite main course was the teriyaki bowl. In typical cruise fashion, they give you more than you can eat. That doesn't stop you from trying, though. By the end of the cruise, we finally found one of the best places on the ship. The empty late-night pool for an evening swim.
Best night on the cruise ship.
Join us next time as we explore Joshua Tree National Park. We'll catch you next time here at the Weekend Experience.